Welcome. This is week 6 of the NFL Pickup Podcast with your host, Anthony Kruszka. So real quick, you know how it goes. I'm going to go through the games. We'll see who won, who lost, and we're going to talk about it. So here we go. On Thursday, we had Washington beating the Bears. And then on Sunday, we got Atlanta beating San Francisco, New England beating Cleveland, the Jets beating Green Bay, the Colts beating Jacksonville, Minnesota beating Miami, the Bengals beating New Orleans, the Giants beating Baltimore, Pittsburgh beating Tampa Bay, the Rams beating Carolina, Seattle beating Arizona, Buffalo beating Kansas City, Philly beating Dallas, and then on that Monday night game, we had the Chargers beating the Broncos. So here we go. I got Braden Vineyard here this week.
How you doing?
Zane Dively.
What's up?
And the man, Andrew Healy.
Yo.
Yes, sir. So let's get right into it. We got a sad game on Thursday night. Commanders versus Bears. The Commanders took that one 12-7. Tough to watch. I don't know how these games on Thursday night are just really hard to watch.
These night games have just been getting worse
They're
and worse.
not very good.
I don't think there's been a night game where more than 40 points has been scored. I don't even know. How do you even coordinate this? Like, how are you like, yeah, Commanders, Bears, that's a good Thursday night game. I mean, 12-7, that's like a baseball game. Like, that is not a football score. That's terrible.
That's 4 field goals and 1 touchdown.
Just brutal. Brutal showing from both teams. Nobody should feel good, win or loss, out of that whole game.
I feel bad for Justin Fields, honestly. They had multiple opportunities to win the game, or he did, and I don't know. It was just really sad
He's
to watch.
just not showing his passing potential whatsoever.
I don't know if he would be better on another team or not, to be honest. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
I think he's got the potential.
I
I think it's the situation. I mean, the Bears are known for just killing quarterbacks, and it's another situation of that again. I mean, it's just brutal. Justin Fields, he doesn't have receivers. He doesn't have an offensive line. He doesn't have great play calling. Nothing can go his way. You throw any quarterback into that situation in Chicago, and they're not going to play well.
Yeah, he just looked frustrated at the end of the game. It was tough to watch. So we're going to move on to Sunday. We got Ravens versus Giants. The final score was 20-24. The Giants won that one. Good to see the Giants rolling, in my opinion. I like seeing it, honestly. I think it's fun to watch.
Daniel Jones is not looking bad whatsoever. I mean, Saquon's the biggest part of that offense, but he's still – Daniel Jones has been a decent game manager, and he's been decent in the running aspect of the game as well. He's not a big fumbler like he used to be. They've cut down on turnovers a lot, and that Giants defense has been looking really good. Kayvon Thibodeau has came out banging. He destroyed that Ravens offense. I think he had a forced fumble, I think. Yeah, that was the game winner. He stripped it from Lamar. And then, if you have anyone other than Brian Daboll as your coach of the year, you are objectively wrong. Everybody thought this Giants team was going to be like 2-15, and they are 5-1. I mean, they are, in my opinion, they're a better team than the Dallas Cowboys right now.
Oh, easily.
And I think they're going to sneak into a wild card spot for sure in this weak NFC.
Yeah. All right. Then we're going to go to the Buccaneers versus the Steelers. 18-20 is the final score. The Steelers won that one. Finally, they won a game. I mean, they have one win already, right? But it's a big one.
It's number 2.
So.
Man, he's got to feel bad for Tom Brady at this point. I mean, leaving his wife, his kids, his family, just get beat by Trubisky.
To get schooled by Money Mitch and Kenny Pickett. How about them Steelers? How about them Steelers? Good Lord, man. You love to see it. Beating Tom Brady in our own house. I mean, it was rocking at Heinz Field. I don't think anyone saw this coming. All over Tom Brady. You saw him screaming at his offensive line. And that's just how it is. That's the steel curtain. That's without T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt comes back. I don't think Tom Brady leaves that game on 2 legs. I mean, it is just unreal. You love to see it. It's always great. You know, being a Steelers fan, Tom Brady's owned us for the past 20 years. And you beat him with your worst team in the past, I don't know, since Tomlin became head coach. And you beat him good. I mean,
20-18, the offense looked good. Kenny Pickett got his first touchdown. Unfortunately, I believe he got a concussion, so he'll be out next week. Mitch came in, and he stepped it up. I mean, it's about time. He finally showed that number 2 overall pick potential. I mean, he was carving them up in those final minutes. That game-winning touchdown. Claypool looked great. It's great to see him finally turning around. Hopefully, we can go into Miami and beat them without Tua. I'd hope so. And see if maybe Minka can have a nice revenge game on Miami. A couple picks here or there. And see if Highsmith can keep it up. I believe he's the sack leader at the moment. So, it's a great win for the Steelers. Good to see us back in the win column finally.
Yeah, with this Steelers win and the Ravens loss, this AFC North is looking a lot more competitive. There's not really a front runner anymore.
No, and I think the Steelers could win it next week. I like that Trubisky and Claypool little duo there. They got some.
Yeah, they have some chemistry.
They've
there. Definitely been working over the offseason.
Yeah, hopefully they can keep that going, and it'll be cool to see the Steelers win next week too. So,
all right, picked up Claypool because of that.
Yeah, there you go, fantasy fans. Claypool might be on the up if Mitch keeps targeting him. So,
buy low.
Okay, we got Patriots versus Browns. The Patriots beat the Browns 38-15.
How about Bailey Zappi? I mean, come on. 309 yards, 70% completion, 24 for 34. I mean, this guy's a third string, right? He's a third string.
I know it all too well. I'm a Lions fan.
And, last week was even worse. But, this guy's a third string. I've already said that, but, wow.
Yeah, everything in New England is going right since he's been quarterback. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him when Mac Jones comes back. Because, we could have another situation like we did 10 odd years ago where they had Jimmy Garoppolo, and, you have that other quarterback coming back who's the face of the franchise. Who do you keep? Do you rock with the kid who's been red hot, or do you go back to old reliable and Mac Jones? It's very interesting. It's going to make for a good battle, and I think the Patriots could get good picks out of whoever they decide to trade.
Well, I think it's a little different because Mac Jones is, he's new. He's new there. He hasn't been there for too long, and Bailey Zappi's proven himself. So I really think it's a toss-up. I think we could be seeing a quarterback battle here maybe.
We could, but the thing about that is you got to remember Mac Jones is a 15th overall pick out of Alabama and a Pro Bowl quarterback already. He's proven himself. He's exactly what you want out of a New England quarterback. He's a system quarterback. He's not going to make the Patrick Mahomes plays. He doesn't have the accuracy of Aaron Rodgers, but he knows how to win games and he knows how to manage the clock. They are going to, regardless of who they pick, they're going to win games. They may not be fantastic this year, but whoever they go with, I feel like you can't go wrong. But I think they're going to end up sticking with Mac Jones. I think we'll see Zappi on a different team here shortly. Whether it's after the season or if they decide to hold on to him. But they could get some – if he keeps playing at this production, they could get some very good draft picks out of him.
It's a good take.
What kind of teams do you think could use somebody like Zappi? I don't know.
Lions.
That's what I was going to say.
Jared Goff isn't bad.
No, Jared Goff's not bad.
I know, but for a backup, it'd be nice.
I don't know.
We don't need a backup.
Yeah, I'd play him as a starter with the way he's playing right now. I could see him going – somewhere like
I think the Falcons would
Carolina,
Falcons or Carolina, yeah,
or Tennessee.
Maybe the Broncos because Russell.
Awful. There's no way.
I don't know if they go that far with getting rid of Russ, but
there's no way you're moving that contract.
Yeah.
And also, I'd like to point out the Patriots' run defense proving itself again. Kept Nick Chubb to 58 yards on 19 attempts, and then Kareem Hunt only had 12 yards as well. The run defense looked great against Detroit, and it's looking great again this week.
All right, now we're moving on to the biggest game of the week, in my opinion. The
Oh,
Bills
yeah.
versus the Chiefs.
Here we go.
Bills ended up winning 24-20. What do we got?
I mean, a pretty good game in general. Obviously, Bills came out with a win. Josh Allen, I mean, he was really productive. Andrew, what do you got to say?
Josh Allen won the quarterback duel. Got revenge for that last year playoff meeting. He looked great. Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis played great. Devin Singletary played very well. Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the other side of the ball for the Chiefs did not play very well. The Bills defense shut the run down. It was just all passing. It's not a surprise. I thought this would be a lot more of a shootout, but both defenses still played very well. But the Bills came out with the dub either way.
Book it right now. This is your AFC Championship matchup. Book it right now. And one of these teams will be hoisting the Lombardi at the end of the season. I mean, this is your heavyweight. These are the new faces of the NFL. I mean, it's unreal. Those top 2 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. At the end of the season, I think it's going to come down to one of them is going to walk away with the MVP, especially with Lamar slowing his production.
Yeah.
That loss to the Giants hurt him a lot. So I think currently it's Josh Allen. I mean, you got to look at him. He is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL.
He proved it here.
He didn't do anything. He can run. And, I mean, he has that bazooka arm. He can throw it 60 yards. I mean, I saw it against my Steelers, 98 yards to Gabe Davis. Nobody else does that. I mean, Mahomes did, but he had Tyreek Hill. Now he doesn't. You don't see that anymore. Nobody has the arm talent that Josh Allen has, and nobody is as complete of a team as the Bills are. I mean, it's unreal. You watch them, and it's a machine. It's literally a mechanical game. Everything is fluid. It's quick and fluid. Before you know it, they're on the 30-yard line, and at worst, they're getting a field goal because they have Bass, who's a terrific kicker. I mean, they are just – this is it. This is your AFC Championship matchup. We'll see what happens in January when they square off, but it's – yeah. If you have anyone else as your top 2 teams in football, I truly believe you are wrong. Listen, the Eagles may be undefeated, but you take the Eagles and you put them in the AFC, they're a 4-2 team in the AFC right now. I would say that. I wouldn't put it past them. So,
and I mean, how about that quarterback matchup? I know Zane just talked about it, but I mean, even the stats, they're so similar. Passing yards, Josh Allen has 318, Mahomes with 319. Only thing is Mahomes threw 2 interceptions. Yep. So, I mean,
that's the game sealer
there.
Even with Micah Hyde out, the Bills secondary looked absolutely amazing. Usual.
That's the game changer. With Josh Allen, he's slow, he's methodical, he has the offensive line to make those plays. Mahomes, you watch him play, and it's everything he does is on the spot. I mean, he makes plays out of nothing.
Almost every single play is thrown on the run.
Out of production-wise, I'm taking Josh Allen, but out of raw talent of any quarterback in the NFL right now, it has to be Patrick Mahomes. He can do it all.
Yeah.
I agree. That the Bills also had a lot more rushing yards than Kansas City. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot more.
That Kansas City rush defense really hasn't been good. So
not at all.
Move on.
All right.
Monday night, Broncos versus Chargers. Chargers won 16-19.
Broncos country, let's ride.
We thought
so hard to
watch.
watch.
He's cooking a bowl of cereal for this
6th
week in a row.
The first quarter, he looked all right. First quarter, you looked all right.
Who is putting the Broncos on prime time? What is this?
Again.
What are we doing? I mean, it's awful. It's terrible. It's not entertaining. I refuse to watch them at this point. I had Austin Eckler in fantasy. I still didn't watch the game. I mean, it's just ridiculous. They need to figure it out. I wouldn't even say it's Russ anymore. I really wouldn't. That head coach, the schemes he makes, if you watch the play calling, it's brutal. And there's no offensive line in Denver anymore. Everybody's hurt. You have Melvin Gordon, who's 30 years old, is your back. That's like 55 in running back.
And they still run the ball over and over and over. They called too many run plays this game. Did not use their quarterback that they spent $250 million on.
Well, I think it's Russell just needs to figure it out. He's not tucking anymore. He's not a threat on the ground anymore like he used to be. And it's killing it. It's killing the Broncos in general. I mean, they're offensive. They're offensive at least.
When you have Russell Wilson, who's I would say he may not be anymore, but he was the best deep ball passer in the league. And you have Jerry Jeudy, and you have Cortland Sutton, and you have a great tight end. You have to move the ball downfield. You can't do these Matt Canada screen passes that I got to watch every Sunday in Pittsburgh. You got to extend the ball downfield. You have the raw talent that the Denver Broncos have, and you're failing this bad. There's got to be changes to the coaching staff, whether it's the offensive coordinator or the head coach. Something has to change, or this team is going to end up finishing like 8-9.
They're going to be third in the AFC West or fourth.
Yeah, because on paper, I think the Broncos should be one of the best like passing
Oh,
offenses
for sure.
in the league.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just not happening.
They're
so it's like, what's
stacked,
going
but
on?
it's just it just doesn't work. Their offense just does not work. It does not click. I mean, their defense is still looking pretty decent. They kept the Chargers to 19 points, but the Broncos couldn't capitalize on that.
Yeah. And how about Herbert? He had 57 attempts, 238 yards, but no touchdowns.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
no touchdowns.
Rough week for fantasy.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doesn't help. There's no Keenan Allen in the offense as well. Just Mike Williams. But
Yeah, tell me about it. I drafted Keenan Allen in my fantasy league, and
Yeah.
I'm suffering.
man, they double team him because they double team Mike Williams now because they don't have Keenan Allen. They
Yeah,
don't have
pretty
that.
much.
They don't have that 6'4" threat down the field all the time.
No, but you got Austin Eckler, who is the best fantasy running back right
Mhm.
now. He's the best dual threat in
Oh,
the league.
yeah.
I wouldn't put him over Saquon for best running back, but he's by far
He's the best. He's the
dual
best
threat.
receiving back in the league. It used to be CMC, but it's Eckler, and Eckler's showing it.
Okay. I think that's all we got for today. That was week 6. Thanks, boys, for coming on.
But
Good
of
to hear
course,
everybody's
welcome,
thoughts.
welcome.
You know it.
Now we're going to move on to the homeroom report with that man, Jimmy Fackelman.
We are glad to be back for week 6 NFL Pick'em here with the homeroom report. We got our top for the week. Regalado putting up 9 correct picks. All right, let's stop this real quick and talk about it. The picks this week across the board were just miserable. I don't know if it was just the game schedules or what, but just across the board, really low correct picks. This would have been great for some of the chasers like Canales and Priest to really step up and put themselves in the leaderboard, but it just didn't happen for them, which is tough to watch. Bottom for the week, the rookie, Mr. Ferguson, in his first week, coming in with 5 correct picks. It was a tough week to start on. We'll give him a pass. Want to see some double-digit correct picks next week, though. The leaderboard, top 3, McMahon with 58 leading the charge. Dennis trailing slightly behind with 55, and Earl holding down that third-place spot with 53. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the Weber Watch. Getting it done this week, 9 correct picks.